Hey, welcome to EPN. My name is Victor Lucas, and we bring you the latest in everything cool every single day. I'm just going to turn my iPad down. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of EP Live. Happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. We've got lots of great material in EP Live today, including a little bit of Star Wars stuff. We don't want to overdo it, although R2 and BB-8 are joining us. We're going to be talking about some cool ports to the Nintendo Switch, and we've got some cool reviews to get to as well, but we're going to start things off like we always do with our rundown, and today's rundown is going out to Dr. Krim, who says, "I love you, Victor. Never stop making content, please." I will never stop, and this rundown is all yours. Battlegrounds developer Bluehole has suspended the personal trading of in-game items between players. Until now, players could either sell items using the Steam market system or trade them directly between players, but Bluehole says too many people are abusing the direct trading system and instead using it as a way to sell items on third-party sites. Not only does this take revenue away from the developers and Steam, but it can also be used to promote gambling, which opens up a whole new set of legal problems. The developers have turned off personal trading while they search for a solution, although they haven't said what that solution might be or how long it will take to find. See, this is exactly what happens when half of your life is virtual and it's all about sort of leveling up in these multiplayer experiences like this. You are going to have this tangible kind of connection to the assets, these virtual assets that you can either unlock or purchase, and it will create an economy, and it's so difficult to police this. We've seen huge publishers like Blizzard and lots of people try to figure out how to kind of circumnavigate this. It's treacherous, it's tricky, and it could really tarnish a whole game brand. So, you know, my hat's off to Bluehole. They are thrust into the fire, and it's all based on the popularity of their experience here. But they're learning some valuable lessons, and they're going to kind of, you know, have to create policy that I think will be picked up by other developers and lots of Battle Royale developers out there as well. These are very interesting times. I mean, if you are in the multiplayer arena and you are in these highly competitive games that take so much of your time, then you're going to want whatever sort of benefits that you can. And a lot of people are resorting to cheating, and a lot of people are resorting to just buying their way to victory. And it's sad. But it's kind of understandable if so much of a person's life is devoted to being kick-ass in a video game like this. Very interesting times, but you know, hopefully they're going to set up some new plans and some new strategies for gamers so that it's fair for everybody, and you know, they're making the money that they need to keep adding new content, and everybody can gather in a circle and sing Kumbaya before they blast each other's heads off. All right, the Nintendo Switch Pro Controller isn't just for the Nintendo Switch anymore. The latest update for Steam includes full support for the Switch Pro Controller, allowing players to use the controller natively on the platform. Until now, if you wanted to make the controller work with PC games, it required a bit of tricky customization, so the Steam update makes it easier and also allows you to remap the button layout. The Xbox One and PS4 controllers already work on Steam, and as for the Switch Joy-Cons, those also work with most PCs and Macs, but you'll need to install custom drivers. It's interesting days, right? You've got these controllers that you can bring around to every machine. I am waiting for the day when Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft all work together to create some sort of universal applications for their game controllers, because it'd be great to be able to just, you know, carry your favorite one. And I know a lot of people are all super Xbox One controller, and a lot of people are all DualShock, and I think a lot of people have decided that the Switch Pro is their favorite. It'd be great to be able to take whatever one is your favorite and go to whatever platform that you want. But I think that's a bit utopian. I don't know if I mean, they can't even all agree on cross-platform play at this point here. So I think we're still years away from a universal controller, but that will be interesting. Did you see that Blake almost destroyed my Kratos? He almost let him fall. I saved my baby. Coochie coochie coo. Okay, let's move on. Television audiences are going to find out what we do in the shadows. FX has ordered a 10-episode first season of a new show based on the 2014 comedy film What We Do in the Shadows. The film is written and directed by Flight of the Conchords star Jermaine Clement and Thor Ragnarok director Taika Waititi, who also starred in the film, and it tells the story of a group of vampires who live together in present-day New Zealand. Clement and Waititi are serving as executive producers on the new show, although it's unclear if they'll reprise their roles in front of the camera. Expect the show to hit the airwaves next year. My guess is that they both will be in the show. I know that they love this movie, and they love that they work together on this movie. I follow both of them on Twitter. I'm a huge fan of both of these guys, and I know how much this means to them. And I suspect that they're going to find time in their very busy schedules to really hit this one out of the park, because this could go on for a long time. I've heard the movie is incredible. Sadly, I have not seen it yet, and when I do, I promise you I will review it, but I've heard that it's phenomenal. And interesting side note, Taika Waititi was in that terrible Green Lantern movie. He was Hal Jordan's buddy, so he shared the screen. He was sort of extra comic relief next to Ryan Reynolds, and he couldn't save that movie. So that's how bad Green Lantern was. The amazing and awesomely talented Taika Waititi could not save the Green Lantern debacle. All right, moving on. Netflix has severed ties with Kevin Spacey, but another alleged abuser will be back on the streaming service. Entertainment Weekly reports that the upcoming 5th season of Arrested Development will include actor Jeffrey Tambor, who's had troubling sexual assault allegations made against him by 2 different women. Tambor has denied the allegations, but Amazon fired him from their series Transparent after conducting an internal investigation and finding the allegations credible. The new season of Arrested Development finished filming back in November, right before the allegations against Tambor surfaced, so it's unclear if Netflix would have had him back if they had known ahead of time. The new season of Arrested Development doesn't have a premiere window, and that is exactly why we haven't heard about the new season of Arrested Development. If it was finished a while ago and we don't know when it's coming, it's because I think Netflix is trying to wait to see if the Jeffrey Tambor stuff is going to blow over. It's too bad. This guy is an incredible actor. He's incredibly talented, just like Kevin Spacey is. But these ridiculous, idiots that abuse their power and abuse people around them, they deserve what they're getting. You can't be an asshole in this world, and karma, it catches up with you. And and it sounds credible if all the allegations are true, and Amazon has done a thorough job investigating it. So, I suspect that if enough, it's hitting the news, and EP is reporting on this as well as lots of other outlets out there. I suspect that Netflix is going to change their mind about airing this new season of Arrested Development, and it'll be a write-off for them. I don't think that I think there will be a furor if. You gotta say that carefully. I think people will be very pissed off if the news spreads that Jeffrey Tambor is in the new season of Arrested Development, and people will not be happy with Netflix if the guy is an abuser and he's getting rewarded for it. So this will be an interesting story to watch. But yeah, man, I think it's great if people are abusing other people and being called out for it and losing their jobs because they're assholes. I think that's probably a pretty good sign for the world. It's too bad that we're losing some incredible talents, but it's important to be a good person. That's all I've got to say about that.